should you buy? Are you a first-time home buyer, an investor with millions of dollars in properties? Or are you looking for your dream home, your forever home? Well, then you have come to the right place. We want to share with you our decades of experience in real estate to provide answers to your questions. Expert or novice, we have you covered. Learn the pros and cons, the hows and whys, the ins and outs of real estate with 3 top agents from Waco Realtors, the Eastland Group in Waco, Texas. Join Ken Castello, Carrie Knight, and me, Joe Reed, for Waco Real Estate 101, the podcast.
Hey, I want to break in real quick with some updates. This is a surprise announcement.
Surprise.
Before we get started, I just want to recognize my podcast mates for their outstanding performance last year and their winning of these presidential awards.
Thanks,
I alluded to this last time we were about to go to the award ceremony in February. But yes, I'm super proud of you guys and did a wonderful job. And
thank you.
Girls on fire over there.
What was yours, Joe? What you?
Money.
Yeah, Susan and Doug picked that out for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great job, y'all.
I think that was Trump's campaign. Or no, it was an apprentice. Speaking of Trump, I know he's going to be here this weekend, but I wanted to tell a joke of the day.
Oh, okay.
Okay. President Lincoln was approached by a woman after a political speech. She said, "If you were my husband, I would poison your tea." Lincoln looked at her and replied, "Well, if you were my wife, I'd gladly drink it." I thought that was fitting for today. I wonder if Trump gets approached like that.
Oh, boy.
Not sure why they picked Waco, Texas, but Waco is a great place to live, so why not?
Yes. Oh, I was like, did I really just hear that? They're going to be here Saturday. So
it's going to bring a lot of people to Waco, I think.
I do. I think that Zach and Jim's 30th anniversary blowout is Saturday night, too, and it might really affect their
turnout?
Yeah. For a few minutes anyway.
Right, yeah.
They're
people
all night.
Will leave there and go there, maybe.
Yeah. But, yes, that was pretty surprising.
Yeah.
So. Y'all been hitting it pretty hard this spring already?
I'll tell you what. Multiple new listings, new buyers. Yeah, things are going well.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised. I thought that the big interest rate shifts and last fall and the spring would really kind of slow things down a little bit. But,
well, interesting statistic that just came out recently from NAR, National Association of Realtors. This February saw a 14.5% increase in sales of homes over last February. That's huge.
That is.
Now, when you think about it, those contracts were probably signed late December, early January, when there had been a drop in interest rates. So one of the things they think is that increase in sales February over last year was probably due to a drop in interest rates. And those interest rates, as we all know, have come back up and may even go up more today. But people are worried about the market. Homes are still selling.
Yes.
Homes are still selling.
They are. And I literally put one under contract Sunday, and, you typically say 30, 45 days to close for appraisals and things like that. Just traditionally, had the lender text me Monday night and said, "Hey, can we do this quicker? We want to get them a 30-day lock on interest rates." I was like, "Well, sure."
So
I think that makes everybody happy.
It's a whole lot more normal than it was the last couple of years. Would you guys agree?
Yes, I feel like it's more steady, like just even, not like like multiple offers every time you turn around. Bidding wars. I think it's flattened out a little bit.
It is. I still don't always expect that, but I'm going to use that as a perfect segue into my little comments today or commentary. I'm trying to work with several new listings right now, and I tell them every day at 13, 14 new listings, 18 price decreases.
Yeah.
It's just trying to get...
Got to price it right in the beginning, I think.
Right. If it sits out there 30 days and people are going, what's wrong with that house? Yeah. And there may not be anything wrong with it, but other than maybe it's not priced right.
Yeah. How many times have each of you guys heard someone say, well, our neighbor sold last year
Yeah.
And last year doesn't have any.
Last year was a different beast.
Yeah.
We have to be very current with that information we share with them. What the market's doing now, not 6 months ago, not a year ago.
Yes.
It's adjusting daily, and it is so much better to have your house priced right.
Yeah.
Get out there the first weekend, second weekend, do an open house, and you're going to get multiple offers if you price it right. And possibly, we had a option 2 weeks ago, and we came in over asking, and we still didn't get it. So, and it was the house was priced right. And I think that, for buyers and sellers, they both know that you find the right one, they want to pay up and actually go a little bit over sometimes. So, but I think that's something we've got to emphasize when we go out to our listing appointments, when people are listening to this, that it's much better to price it right than make an adjustment. Yes, you can always go back down, but price it right to start with.
Yeah.
You're going to get it sold.
How many times have you heard a potential listing client say, well, if we start high, we can always come down?
A lot.
And shoot yourself
More
in the
often
foot.
than not, yeah.
And let me just say something about the buyers out there. I have a new buyer that he's getting into a house, and we're closing in a couple weeks. He's going to get his down payment, his earnest money, and option money back at closing. There's still down payment assistance programs out there where there is money to be able to get into a house with no money down, if that's what you're worried about.
Yes, and not just USDA.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
I
had a couple of VA clients close recently. One of them got a check back at closing for over $5,000. Now they had put money into, they put the earnest money deposit, the option
appraisal,
fee, had paid for some appraisal and inspections and stuff like that. So that was their money that they were getting back. But can you imagine going to a closing, buying a $350,000, $60,000 house, and you get a check for $5,000.
Love
and
it.
Then a week later, I had a VA client close one that was right at $300, and they got a couple $100 back. So, man, VA people, that is the best interest rate you can get. It's love working with VA clients.
Yeah, it's a benefit for them. I think that's something we owe them as part of our military, and I think that I'm happy to help any way we can on those. So
get y'all's opinion on something. I just found out that China Spring is going to a 4-day school week. What are your thoughts on that? You think people are going to be moving in and out of the district, or what are y'all's thoughts on it? Because I know I have mine.
I have thoughts. I don't know that they're either way. I think that the employee shortage is the root of this, and I think everybody that has talked about it and considered this don't necessarily want to do this, but they know from an employee teacher perspective that it becomes more attractive when it comes to trying to keep the teachers they have and or recruit new teachers. So
interesting.
It's that perspective. I get it.
I just worry about the moms and dads out there that don't have the child care for that extra
if
day.
you've got grade school age children, that I would think throws a real kink in your calendar.
That is the part before they implement the one from China Spring. They're trying to work that out. They said the Champion Zone has been there for years for my grandkids. Great after school programs.
But you got to pay for that,
They're looking at all the options right now. I can't speak to every bit of that, but I do know that their school board put that on the table as a hybrid yesterday to be for the new school year coming up.
I thought they had passed it, but I must not know for sure.
That's what they're working out the kinks right now, from what I understand.
Gotcha. Interesting. So things are changing, right?
Yes, and speaking of retention and recruiting, I think that kind of another little perfect segue that we had career night last night as we, as Waco, continue to grow, and we continue to be in the top percentage every month in, month out in the United States for little Waco. It's pretty crazy, and we are going to bring in a couple of new agents next time we get our little podcast that have just recently, they're experienced agents that have decided to join Waco for a lot of reasons. And, we just finished the Eastland system training. That was 9 or 10 weeks of intense.
Brutal
Brutal training.
I learned a lot. What about you, Joe?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of
it I've heard before, but
Sure.
you got to hear it a few times before it clicks.
You know, I tell people all the time, I have never gone, and this is a little bit of an overstatement, but I think you'll understand the jest. I've never gone to a professional conference where I learned anything new. But the old stuff that is tried and true, I pick up 2 or 3 of those things. It's like, yeah, man, I need to start doing that again. And the stuff that Doug has taught us in the Eastland systems, I've been through the Eastland systems training before.
Oh, okay.
So I've heard that information, but there were 4 or 5 things that it was like a light went off in my head. Oh my gosh, I need to be doing that.
Yeah.
So training is huge.
What I did learn is I feel like us as Waco agents, we do more than the average agent out there. I think that I put us on a pedestal, but I feel like we're more, I think we do more.
I'm looking at these trophies right here. We do. We absolutely do.
We want to do more for our clients.
Day in, day out. And that's why I want to interview these 2 new agents that just recently joined us from another brokerage. We've had several.
How many agents do we have now, Dion?
38.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it continues to grow, and I think there's a reason for it. It's the
culture here.
The others that weren't even part of our brokerage that went through Eastland Systems talked about they didn't even know the broker. They didn't know who they were. They never got training.
Yeah.
They encouraged them to come to our training because they knew it was free. And I think the Waco Association was going to also follow up with Eastland Systems for everybody later in the year.
You know, this, in my opinion, fits in perfectly with a comment that Selena was making earlier in our brokerage meeting about play nice in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Carrie, you were kind of alluding to this just a minute ago. The attitude, the atmosphere around here, it's one of helping each other.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think the new agents you're talking about, Ken, have told me directly that they've never experienced this kind of
camaraderie.
Yeah, the family style office, and it makes so much difference when you have someone on the other side of the transaction, whether you're the listing agent or the buyer's agent, whoever is representing the other side, who plays well in the sandbox, who works well with you and communicates.
Professional.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's professional conduct. We see both good and bad every time we do a transaction. And I think I was just going to say just how this podcast came together through coaching and our camaraderie here, that, there's never been any issues that we haven't wanted to just share with each other. It's not like we're working against each other at all. I think that the community here is something to speak about. So I feel
like we feel like family, and that's how we treat our clients. So call us and you can be our family too.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
But we do want to bring them in next time and get a little interviews, and I think that we want to continue to be true to the name Waco Real Estate 101. Just continue to offer the market updates and the basics to people that don't know all the questions. They don't know all the questions. They have the questions. They don't know all the information that they need. But to make sure they reach out to us, we want to be that resource now and in the future. If you're thinking about buying or selling, call us. The Waco agency here in Waco is true to giving that support for all our clients. So I think that's. No, I love doing this podcast with you guys. I think we'll continue to grow this, and we want to reach back out to our listeners, our followers that have continued to grow. And let us know if you have more questions. Share this with your friends. We want to be that resource through the podcast and or in person. Obviously, you can all reach us at the office. Phone numbers are readily available through our Facebook page and on our website. So,
well, we want to thank you very much for joining us again. Carrie, Ken, and I hope that you learned something helpful today. We'd love to know what questions you have about real estate, and we are ready to help you sell or buy a home. With the market as crazy as it's been, even though it's normalizing.
Balanced.
Balanced. We want to help you with your real estate needs. Leave us a message on our Facebook page at Waco Real Estate 101 or reach out to one of us individually. Who knows? Your question may become the hot topic of our next podcast. Until then, be safe and have fun.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.